Tonight, the teams with the two top passers and the two best receivers in all the WFA face each other on the same field as the Pittsburgh Passion host the Baltimore Nighthawks at California University of Pennsylvania. Hi, a very pleasant good evening to you with former Passion star Jennifer Cairns. I'm Chris Shovlin. Glad to have you aboard with us tonight. The number one quarterback in the WFA is Pittsburgh's Angela Baker. Right behind her is Reagan Foy, who will start for Baltimore tonight. Leslie Ulrich is the top receiver in the league, but Crystal Kozo is number two. Meanwhile, let's start talking about defense. The 48th career shutout for the Pittsburgh Passion last week, Jen.
Yeah, pretty impressive, Chris. And I know they're focused on bringing home the 49th shutout this week against the undefeated Baltimore Nighthawks. And key to that victory last week was number 12, Diamond Rodriguez. She led the team with 8 tackles, an interception, and a fumble recovery that she returned 48 yards for a touchdown.
The Passion really needed that victory last week to stay alive this early in the season as far as the playoffs are concerned.
And that's why shutouts matter too. That's the points scored against is a critical measurement in the playoff scenario, and so they have to post another goose egg here tonight to stay in the hunt.
All right, our pregame show tonight is being presented by UPMC Sports Medicine. They are the official sports medicine provider to the Pittsburgh Passion. What's it going to take for Pittsburgh to win this ball game tonight?
Well, the Baltimore Nighthawks have a solid running back. She's posted 400 yards in 3 games, averaging about 6.4 yards a carry. So Diamond Rodriguez and that linebacker crew are going to have to come rushing hard. But they've also given up 5 penalties per game, Chris, and so the Pittsburgh Passion need to capitalize on those freebies.
All right, let's bring in Kelly Bell. She's one of the star defenders for the Pittsburgh Passion football team. It's in our In Motion Body Works pregame interview. In Motion is the official massage therapist of the Pittsburgh Passion. Kelly, let's talk about this season and the big win last week.
Absolutely, let's talk about it.
How about it? You give me your impressions of it.
Oh, I mean, I'm always excited to come out here and see what we're going to do. I know we work really hard, we prepare, a lot, so it's always, we always expect great things from the Passion whenever we're out here on the field.
Jen?
So we're somewhere new here this week, right? We're at the California University of Pennsylvania, not our home field at West Allegheny. What is it like to play on a university field?
I mean, I think it's a little bit, it's the same. I don't really think that it matters where we're playing because we play as a team no matter where we are. So,
how tough is Baltimore going to be? This is a team that's 3-0.
I think that whatever they have to take out or to give out, we're going to be able to handle it and execute everything that we need to do. So.
Jen, how do you like this number she's wearing?
I really love the number, and so it's always great to see someone who's as athletic as Kelly is, sporting the number 44 that I used to wear with such pride, so we want you to go out there and do your best tonight.
Absolutely, thank you so much.
What's been the best part of being a professional football player in the women's ranks?
Honestly, just being a part of something bigger than myself. This team, there's no other team like the Passion, honestly. I love being a part of them.
All right, we love seeing you play, and we'll be watching for number 44 tonight. That's Kelly Bell of the Passion in our In Motion Body Works pregame interview. In Motion is the official massage therapist of the Pittsburgh Passion. Jen and I are getting set to get up on the booth, and Kelly's going out onto the field. Kickoff is right around the corner. The Passion and the Baltimore Nighthawks next. Just before kickoff, one more interview. Kim Zabovic is joining me right now, one of the longtime stars of Passion football. And Kim, I know we need to start, before we talk about the Baltimore game and the fact that they're 3-0, we need to start talking about last week's big shutout and how important it was to keep the Passion alive in the playoffs.
Oh, it was definitely important to us. Each game carries a lot of weight to it. There's not a lot of margin for error, so it was good to get back on track.
I know it's tough week in and week out to keep scouting the opponents because everybody has careers. You have a full-time job. I know you worked all day today, but tell me a little bit about Baltimore and what you know about them, the fact that they are 3-0 and what they're going to bring tonight.
Well, we never take any team lightly. Every year it's a different game, it's a different team, different energies. So, we've been watching a lot of film, and we respect what they bring to the table, and we'll see what we can do against that.
The Pittsburgh Passion, we've been talking about this all season long, is about as young as a team that they've been since the early years of professional football for women. You're acclimating a lot of young people into the game. How are the veterans helping them adjust?
Well, the veterans have been around. They knew what they got from the vets before them, and they're just passing it along. We come every night with some new drills, new ideas. We keep ourselves open for questioning from those rookies, and we're just hoping that they sponge it up and run with it.
I know that many of our viewers and fans of the Pittsburgh Passion remember number 98 and look for her week in and week out. This still has to be a lot of fun for you, but how much longer are you going to keep doing this?
I'm just blessed to have been around for 15 years and to see that the team flourished the way that it has. Honestly, as long as the good Lord will let me keep going, I'm planning on sticking around. So.
Kim, we're going to let you get out on the field and do your thing.
Thanks, Chris. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Kim Zabovic here with the Pittsburgh Passion, and the Baltimore Nighthawks and the Passion get set to kick off right around the corner.
Passion! Ladies and gentlemen, may us all please rise here to move our hats for the singing of our national anthem. Singing tonight's national anthem is Haley Smiley. Haley is the 12-year-old daughter of Ron and current Passion player Michelle Smiley. Haley attends school in the Mount Lebanon School District and has been singing since she was 4 years old. When Haley isn't singing, she loves to play softball and dance, and she also loves gymnastics and reading. Please turn your attention to the scoreboard side of the stadium for the national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we held at the twilight's lights gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets rippling, the bombs bursting in, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave? Ladies and gentlemen, your officials for tonight's game are Mark Grandinetti, Jerry Lavelle, Anthony Manco, David Truffa, and Kevin Rombach.
Joining us for the coin toss this evening is Debbie Houston. Debbie was diagnosed with ductile breast cancer in November 2008. She had a mastectomy, then started chemotherapy in December of 2008. Radiation began in February 2009 with more chemotherapy after that. She had breast reconstruction in February 2010, and this December, she was declared cancer-free.
Chris Shovlin, Jen Cairns, and the Pittsburgh Passion and Baltimore Nighthawks getting set to do battle here. It's California University of Pennsylvania night here on Passion TV, and the coin toss is being presented by These Angels Among Us. We're here for the Fur Kids, no kids left behind. This is going to be a good ball game, Jen.
It is. I mean, they're evenly matched. They have the two top passers, the two top wide receivers, both putting many points on the board against their opponents, and so it'll be a hard-fought matchup here tonight.
Looks like the Passion has won the toss, as the officials will position the two teams on their respective sides, and Pittsburgh will receive the opening kickoff and defend the goal to our right. Again, the coin toss brought to you tonight by These Angels Among Us. Passion 2-1 coming into the ball game, defeated Cleveland 26-20 in the nail biter, the lid lifter for this season. The DC Divas pounded them 54-22 on the road for their only loss of the year. And the Grand Rapids Tidal Waves, they suffered a shutout at the hands of the Passion a week ago, 53-0 up at DeMichaela Stadium in Imperial. Baltimore, meanwhile, has defeated the Richmond Black Widows 61-22. And they played the Philadelphia Phantoms twice, beating them 21-20 and 26-13 respectively.
Yeah, the Baltimore Nighthawks have had two tough battles against the Philadelphia Phantoms, although coming out on the top side of that, Pittsburgh Passion only being in one hard-fought battle this year, and that was against that Cleveland team, but they too came out on top, so it'll be interesting to see what goes down tonight.
First quarter action is going to be presented by Aid Nation, maximum absorption for super hydration. Pittsburgh, in winning the toss, will have their two returners back. Diamond Rodriguez stand at the 15-yard line, and back inside the 20 for the Passion will be Ellie Malarski.
This has kind of been their MO this season of receiving the ball. In years past, they would always defer, and so it's been interesting to see the change of heart this go around.
Catherine Smith will kick for Baltimore. She has the ball teed at the 35-yard line and gets permission to get this game underway. Smith pops it at the 31. Hannah Damon, one of the up men, is going to pick it up, and she'll pound somebody on her way back upfield over the 35 and bring it down at the 37-yard line. That's going to be first down and 10 for Pittsburgh.
Hannah Damon just bulldozed over the Nighthawk defensewoman, making her pay for getting in her way. It's not good. It looks like 87 or 97.
Yeah, one of the Nighthawks injured on that play on the kick return that time, and it is Sarah Kelly out of Washington State University, who's playing for Baltimore, who's shaken up and being assisted by the training staff. She won't be able to put any pressure on her right leg and foot as she hobbles over to the sideline. Angela Baker will start at quarterback once again for the Pittsburgh Passion. Ebony Montgomery, they were hoping to get her healthy and get her into the ball game tonight, but she has not been cleared, still suffering from an illness. So Baker will go into the pistol with Kia Foster behind her. Going in motion to the right side is Devin Connor. And the handoff will go to Foster. She'll turn the edge to the right, take it up near the 40-yard line, and step to the sideline.
Foster's been the leading Passion ball carrier thus far this season, tallying 192 yards and 1 touchdown.
2-yard pickup for Kia Foster in the Passion. 2nd down and 8 as we're just underway here in the first quarter of play. Jana Meister will come out wide to the left side. Malarski is wide to the right with the slot receiver and Crystal Kozo. Connor will slide in motion, the H-back, and Foster will take the handoff and make a cut to the outside right. She's over the 50 and ahead for the first down for Pittsburgh. Kia Foster with a nice run, and she was taken down by Elenia Rozier.
Solid run-off tackle by Kia Foster, showing you why she's such a formidable athlete back there and why she gets the ball so much from Pittsburgh Passion. We have an injured Nighthawk on the field.
And again, the training staff is out. With that, we'll take a break. Just underway, not even a minute gone in this ball game. And Pittsburgh with the ball picks up the first down. There is no score. You're watching Pittsburgh Passion TV. Taharsa Jordan was the Baltimore player shaken up on that first down run. Kia Foster and the Passion go right back at it. First down and 10 inside of Baltimore territory at the 48-yard line. Here's Baker rolling, setting, throwing downfield, and this one goes incomplete, thrown behind the intended receiver, Jana Meister.
It was intended for Jana Meister on the near side of the field. Pass by Sarah Thacker.
Brings up 2nd down and 10.
Baker had some nice blocks out in front of her, giving her time. Devin Connor being one, Kia Foster being another, doing their best to protect their quarterback.
Baker runs to the sideline, gets a play from co-head coaches Teresa Kahn and Lisa Horton. Sets the offense down. 2 slot receivers to the left this time. And a run play. And it's Foster again, zigging and zagging. And Foster is trapped at the 40-yard line and thrown down. On the tackle, Brianna Brewer for Baltimore.
Tackled by Brianna Brewer, a gain of 18.
Brewer doing her best job to try to strip away that ball, but Kia Foster hanging on for dear life.
It'll be 3rd down and 2 now as Pittsburgh has the football at the Baltimore 40-yard line. Nose of the ball touching the stripe along the near hash marks. Malarski is wide to the right side, Meister to the left, Connor sliding in motion. Here's Foster with a give, and Foster tripped up and the ball comes out. And it looks like it's going to be recovered by Baltimore.
At the 39-yard line.
Ariana Vaccaro jumped on top of the football.
She was undercut by Ariana Vaccaro.
Apparently they're going to rule Foster down before the ball came out. It'll be 4th down and 1 for Pittsburgh now.
It's a lucky turn of events for the Pittsburgh Passion there.
They're going to gamble and go for it on 4th down and short. And it'll be Baker. Turns the corner for the first down and gets a little bit more all the way down to the 33-yard line. Angela Baker with a nice move that time, faking the handoff to Ariel Smith, who came in to play running back.
Angela Baker calling her own number in a couple 3rd down situations prior this season, and each of them have converted into a first down, and this one is no different. Wonderful run by Angela Baker.
Pittsburgh took the opening kickoff, and they've held the ball for 3 minutes now. And they continue their drive from the 33-yard line in Baltimore territory. Baker, Smith, the handoff, and a cutback. Ariel Smith doesn't want to go down, but finally enough Baltimore players surround her to drag her down. She was slowed down originally by Brianna Brewer, and then the rest of the herd came in.
Ariel Smith showing you how tough she is. I mean, 4 or 5 Baltimore Nighthawks trying to take her down. She's withstanding blow by blow until forward motion was stopped.
2nd down and 11.
Second down, 11 yards to go now for Pittsburgh. Malarski and Kozo both go to the right side. Meister is out wide left with Connor in the slot. It's a double slot formation. Baker, 3-step drop, fires over the middle, and I don't see a flag, and I thought we might see one as Crystal Kozo was running a post over the middle and got tangled up with Alania Rozier.
Yeah, I would have thought I saw a yellow flag there too, but I guess they're going to conclude that was incidental contact. But Crystal Kozo, Angela Baker's #1 target all season long. No surprise that she was trying to go to her here.
Angela Baker, the #1 passer in the WFA in Tier 2. And Crystal Kozo, the #2 receiver in Tier 2 in the entire league. And they're going up against Foy and Ulrich, who are 1 and 2 and 1 respectively, I should say, as quarterback and receiver on the other side of the ball. Here's Baker stepping up, getting hit, firing downfield. The ball is complete. And another first down for Pittsburgh, and Angela Baker took a pounding after she let go of that ball for Crystal Kozo.
Crystal Kozo that time goes up and makes a very acrobatic catch, just narrowly missing the defender there. And you could see the reaction on the opposing team's sideline, just the narrow miss between that ball and Crystal and the defender. And Crystal showing you why she's that #2 receiver in the league.
First down and 10 from outside the 21-yard line. Baker will give to Foster. Foster runs up the middle and then turns to the left just slightly and runs it down to the 15-yard line, where she's trapped by Ashley Branch. They're going to say her knee touched at the 16-yard line. It's a gain of a short 6. Now we have a trainer for Pittsburgh out on the field. One of the linemen being checked on.
It looks like it might be 78, Morgan Cross.
Morgan Cross will walk slowly to the near sideline. Docs from UPMC Sports Medicine and their training staff with us tonight, of course. UPMC Sports Medicine, the official and exclusive sports medicine provider of the Pittsburgh Passion. Second down for the 16-yard line. Here's Foster looking for the hole. It closed down. She'll hesitate and then turn the right side corner and move it upfield inside the 15 for a gain of about 2.
Third down.
Pittsburgh in the Silver Sport silver zone right now. Silver Sport keeping sports clean. Ball is on top of the 15-yard line from the far hash mark. Pittsburgh runs it right to left. Malarski, the single wideout, drawing one-on-one coverage from Jasmine Ward. Baker will roll away from it to the left. Pump. Now a throw. To the sideline. That ball is caught by Jana Meister down at the 7-yard line, and she's popped out of bounds. Over on the near side, first hit came from Ariana Vaccaro, but it's another Pittsburgh first down.
Jana Meister, Ellie Malarski, Crystal Kozo, you know, sort of the triple threat out there, but always giving Angela Baker many options.
First down and goal to go now for Pittsburgh. The ball at the 7. Clock spins with 8:54 to go here in the first quarter of play. Our first quarter being presented by Aid Nation, maximum absorption for super hydration.
I see our pregame interview. Kelly Bell is coming for the injured Morgan Cross.
Baker pumps, throws, end zone, it's incomplete. Little crossing pattern, and she kind of threw it between the 2 receivers that time.
Yeah, she did. I mean, I think that she's feeling a little bit of the pressure, and the defensive backs just did a good job staying on Passion wide receivers.
Both Kozo and Malarski were over there in a kind of a scissor play. And the ball landed between them, and you're right, the defensive backs for Baltimore played it well. Meister and Malarski will go into a stacked set. And Kozo comes in motion across left to right. Baker will follow. She'll throw to the end zone. There's Crystal Kozo. Could not bring it down. And the ball goes incomplete.
Crystal was in great position, had nice separation from the defensive back. Just her body was in an odd, twisted position as she tried to have that Ball landed in her hands and just missed.
No score in the ball game. Pittsburgh's first possession, and the Passion on a slow and methodical march, trying to finish things off. It's 3rd down and goal from the 7-yard line. Baker will reposition Kia Foster to her right shoulder and send her receivers, 3 of them, to the right side. Meister is the single receiver left, and now Baker fumbles the snap and has to go back and cover up the football at the 16-yard line. So a 9-yard loss for Pittsburgh. It's a wet night here at Cal UPA, and that might have played a part of it.
It may have, and she looked like she was going to try to pick it up and run with it and make something happen out of nothing, and then realized that defender was breathing down her neck and said, let me play it safe and just fall on the ball.
4th down and goal to go from 16 yards away. And Pittsburgh keeps its offense on the field with 7:50 to go, running first quarter clock. Malarski and Kozo to the right. Connor will join them off the edge of the line. Now she comes back over to the left side, and there's a little bit of confusion for Pittsburgh's receivers. Connor will stay as an H-back. Kozo goes into the slot next to Meister. Play fake. And throwing downfield is Baker for the end zone, and that ball is grabbed out of the air for a Pittsburgh touchdown.
Angela Baker's pass is complete.
Ellie Malarski came down with that ball and had to fight off a defender to rip it down out of the clouds, and Baker just threw that one right where she absolutely had to throw it.
Yeah, and Ellie fell off 2 defenders there. As that ball was coming down through the air, I thought, oh my goodness, they are in really good position. But Ellie Malarski doing what she does, going up for the ball and being the first to get there, and another touchdown under her belt.
Frankie Kilmer on to boot the extra point. It is up, it is strong, it is through the poles. And the Pittsburgh Passion, on the strength of a 4th down and goal play from the 16-yard line and an Angela Baker pass to Ellie Malarski, lead this ball game by a score of 7-0. You're watching Pittsburgh Passion Television. Frankie Kilmer, who added the point after, will kick off for Pittsburgh. It's a line drive, boots, and it gets past everybody for Baltimore. Chasing it down is going to be Leslie Ulrich. And Ulrich ended up downing it at the 5-yard line. So a big mistake for Baltimore here, not jumping on that kickoff, and it was a wobbler once that ball started knuckling on the turf.
Yeah, great special teams play by the Pittsburgh Passion to get some, leg under that ball, and then just a miscue by the Baltimore Nighthawks. And then you're going to need to shore that up if they have any chance of going against this Pittsburgh Passion defense.
Reagan Foy under center. There's her team back at the wall, and she'll give off, and a big run play coming out of there for Shasha Fitzgerald. She has 409 rushing yards and 6 touchdowns coming into the ball game on the season. And she came out of there with a great blast and some good blocks on the left side of that line, and she'll pick up 9 yards.
She's a true power runner. Showing you why she's the #1 rusher in this Tier 2 of the WFA. She softens defenses up quick.
Give again. And this time Fitzgerald is spun down by Hannah Damon. It looks like she has enough for the first down, and she does, out beyond the 15-yard line. So it's first down, Baltimore.
It is enough, however, for a Baltimore first down.
This is a big, powerful Baltimore club. Reagan Foy, 372 passing yards coming into this ball game tonight. And this time a miscue on the snap, and the quarterback had to go down and cover. Foy, as I mentioned, 26 of 51 in the passing department, 372 yards. She's thrown for 7 touchdowns, only 1 pick. And she also has 1 touchdown running, but right now she's trying to be a little conservative since so far in their own territory.
Right, and she knows she's got a great asset behind her in Fitzgerald, so why not use her when your back's pinned up against the goal line?
2nd down and 11. Here's a toss sweep. Baltimore this time showing some of its speed, turning that right corner. This time they'll get the ball out near the 20-yard line.
Tackled by Juju. Gain of 4. 3rd down and 7.
7-0 Pittsburgh if you're just tuning in. 5:06 to go here in the first quarter. Clock spins. 1 receiver to the left, 2 to the right this time for the Nighthawks. Reagan Foy, looping snap comes to her. She wings one out to the near side right. It goes incomplete. Looking for her favorite target, Leslie Ulrich, and she just overthrew it. Hannah Damon was covering along with Crystal Kozo.
Fourth down and 7.
Now Baltimore looking at 4th down and long. They don't want to take any chances here in a tight ball game. And they'll punt the football away. It's Catherine Smith who is their kicker.
Catherine Smith will punt.
We have Ellie Malarski and Diamond Rodriguez back to receive.
Go back deep.
You would expect Pittsburgh to have some decent field position after this punt. Well, the officials are holding up play, and we're going to get a timeout. Baltimore calls it. With that said, 7-0 Pittsburgh. 4:47 left here in the first quarter of play. You're watching the Pittsburgh Passion. After the Baltimore timeout, Catherine Smith, line of scrimmage, 20-yard line, and she'll try to punt it from back at the 11, and she shanked this one badly. It's only going to bounce and travel out of bounds at the 29-yard line, so didn't have to worry about Malarski or Rodriguez on the return that time, as that ball just got angled out of bounds badly that time, and Smith gives up massive field position to Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I mean, that is a very dangerous field position for this Pittsburgh Passion offense that has shown it's just been able to move the ball methodically on Baltimore thus far tonight.
First down and 10, Pittsburgh from the 29-yard line in the Baltimore end of the field. Baker has Ariel Smith in the ball game as her running back now. Devin Connor, the H-back, to the left. Baltimore showing blitz from the corner. And it'll be Smith running the football. 25-20, 15. Full head of steam to the 10. Grab from behind, but she's in the end zone for the touchdown. Shaking out the tackle attempt by Sarah Thacker. 29-yard touchdown run. Ariel Smith and the Passion.
And I think that might be Ariel's first on the season, and that was just one solid run by Ariel. I mean, she was being chased down by that Baltimore defender and wasn't going to give up until she crossed that goal line. Congratulations, Ariel, on your first touchdown of the year.
That's Smith's first touchdown.
4:30 left here in the first period of play. Frankie Kilmer on to kick the point after.
Kilmer will attempt the extra point.
Snap and the kick are both true, but this one is angled to the right. It will be no good. So the kick fails, and the score will remain Pittsburgh 13 and Baltimore nothing. Jen, very advantageous for Pittsburgh to take advantage of that shank punt by Catherine Smith and then score on that next play from scrimmage to make this a 2-touchdown lead.
Absolutely. You know, we talked about how the Baltimore Nighthawks have been penalty prone, 5 per game in this season thus far, but you know, that's not a penalty, but it is definitely a miscue by them, and they Passion capitalized on that freebie that they were handed.
Really, it all started out even further back on special teams when Leslie Ulrich had to cover up the ball at the 5-yard line and downed it there as the kick from Kilmer got away from them.
Yeah, I mean, they are a much smarter team than they're showing in this first quarter, and I can tell by their coaches' reactions on the sideline that they're not pleased with how they're playing mentally, and that's going to be something they need to course correct quickly.
Kilmer's kick will bounce inside the 30, taking on the hop. This is Ulrich on the return with a head of steam up near midfield and over the midfield stripe, and she'll finally be tackled at the 49-yard line in Pittsburgh territory by Kaylee Bowden.
Tackled by Hannah Damon and company.
Leslie Ulrich, the #1 receiver, as we mentioned in the Tier 2 of the WFA, and showing you why. She's got great hands, great speed. She hails from Townsend, Maryland.
Going to put her down just shy of the 50-yard line, so still in Baltimore territory when they take their first snap of this possession. 4:21 left, first quarter. 13-0 Pittsburgh. Baltimore with the ball now. Here's Foy giving off, and it's Fitzgerald, and Fitzgerald comes out of there, chugging away, down inside the Pittsburgh 45 to the 42-yard line.
Hit hard by Hannah Damon.
Hannah Damon in on the tackle. It's a name we call a lot.
Gain of 7 on the play, second and 3.
Second down and 3 for Baltimore now. 2 receivers to the left, 1 to the right in Ulrich. 2 running backs. Foy wings one out, left side. That ball is caught. And Baltimore will have a first down at the Pittsburgh 35-yard line.
Looks like that was Rebecca Airgood.
But it's enough for a Nighthawk first down. Ball is placed at 36.
Baltimore again ready to go. The ball got swatted out, and we have a penalty flag down. The first flag of the ball game. This one will be against the Nighthawks.
Penalty will be first and 15. Ball at the 41.
Foy goes back into the huddle to reset the play. Fitzgerald again. Good block off the left side. Fitzgerald blasting through. She'll run it down to the 33-yard line in Pittsburgh territory. With Baltimore doing a nice job, Jennifer, opening up that left side.
Yeah, this set of downs, they're taking advantage of that left side and effectively.
That brings up second down and 7.
Simmons is wide to the left side now. Ulrich to the right for Baltimore. The slot left formation on second down and about 8. Now they move the blocking back, Robertson, over to the left side. Here's Fitzgerald again. This time she gets jumped on and tackled at the line of scrimmage.
Looks like Hannah Damon is the one who met her first.
Brought down the backfield by Frankie Kilmer.
Frankie Kilmer was in there along with Caitlin Niedermeyer as well. And right now, Baltimore looking at third down and 7 yards to go. We've got 90 seconds left here in the first period of play. 13-0 Pittsburgh on top. Lillian Cherry is the wide out to the left side. Simmons is in the slot this time. And they have slots to both sides, Baltimore does. Here's Foy, looking, throwing, left side for Cherry, incomplete, overthrew her on the play. And Rebecca Airgood was in coverage for Pittsburgh that time. That ball was just uncatchable, and now it's fourth down and a little less than 7 yards to go. Baltimore with it at the Pittsburgh 33.
Rebecca Airgood doing a great job tussling with the wide receiver, not letting her break free, and then the quarterback just sailing it over her head.
Cherry will again be the wide out near the boundary line on the left. They have 2 slot receivers there. Reagan Foy ready to call for the snap. Takes a couple of glances at Ulrich. Looks, wants to throw to her. Instead, she'll throw downfield. It'll be picked off. Pittsburgh with the interception, and coming up with the football is Tanisha Spencer. Her third interception of the season.
Tanisha Spencer doing a great job playing center field, just reading the quarterback's eyes, knowing that she is looking to throw to the middle to the receiver on that Kozo's defending, and goes up athletically for that ball and comes down with her third INT.
Spencer lands the football at the 21-yard line. Pittsburgh has it first down and 10 from there. We have 57 seconds left here in the first quarter of play, and Pittsburgh leading 13-0 and ready to go on offense now.
Critical interception there, Chris, as Baltimore continue to just move the ball handily on the Pittsburgh Passion there.
Randy Polinick is in now. She goes in motion to the right side, and we get Kia Foster running behind her on the play, and Foster turns it up for about a 3 or 4 yard gain.
Tackled by Rashida Ford and Ashley Branch. Gain of 4 on the play, second down 6.
Rashida Ford is Baltimore's top tackler. She's one of the top 10 tacklers in the Division II of the WFA. Now make that 21 on the season.
Baker in the pistol, low snap, she handles it. Tosses over the middle, but let's see if that ball was caught. Yeah, they're going to rule that a catch for Crystal Kozo, who had to reach back and put her fingers on the ground to get under that football. She makes a nifty catch that time on a desperation chuck.
Absolutely. It shows you what the chemistry between a quarterback and a wide receiver can do in tight situations, and Baker and Kozo have been getting it done all year long.
That's the end of one period of play here at California University of Pennsylvania, as the Pittsburgh Passion have run up a 13-0 lead on the Baltimore Nighthawks. Chris Shovlin, Jen Cairns on the call. Back after this, you're watching Pittsburgh Passion TV.
The Pittsburgh Passion would like to thank some of their many sponsors for the 2019 season. Silver Sports, keeping sports clean. UPMC Sports Medicine, the exclusive sports medicine provider of the Pittsburgh Passion. Super Donuts, #1 in nutrition, more protein, less fat. Aid Nation, maximum absorption for super hydration. Post-acute medical, providing high-quality post-acute healthcare services. In Motion Body Works, the official massage therapist of the Pittsburgh Passion. In California University of Pennsylvania, academic excellence is the heart of the CalU experience.
Passion switch sides of the field and break their huddle on first down and 10. They have the football at their own 32-yard line as we start the second period of play here on California University of Pennsylvania night. And they run a reverse. Malarski ends up with the ball with blockers in front of her. Malarski, stop and go move, 35-40, and Malarski is ahead for the first down for Pittsburgh all the way out to the 45-yard line.
Kelly Malarski continues to just grow with each game there, Chris. I mean, she has become just such a weapon for the Pittsburgh Passion.
First down, Pittsburgh.
Passion with it, first down and 10 from their own 44. Meister and Connor to the left side. Malarski and Kozo come right. Baker with Foster behind her. Baker off of play action. Hit as she throws downfield. Malarski's wide open down the near side and actually had to wait for the ball to land at the 33-yard line.
Brianna Brewer, the defensive back on the coverage, just gave up and just was too focused on maybe coming down with what she thought might be an underthrown ball and let Malarski sneak behind her. Nice toss and catch.
Baker took another hard hit as she let go of that ball, and she knew it was coming. Stood tall in the backfield and let go of that ball from Malarski downfield. First down and 10, Pittsburgh on the big play at the Baltimore 33. Here's Kia Foster. And Foster gets lifted up and tossed down. A good tackle that time by Rashida Ford, the 5'7", 200-pound linebacker out of Morgan State University.
4-yard gain, 2nd and 6 from the 29.
Baker did a good job there handling the low snap, getting it off quickly to Foster.
2nd down, 6 yards to go now for Pittsburgh. Second period brought to you by Green Tree Sportsplex and Fitness Center, the official indoor home of the Pittsburgh Passion. And this play just plain got blown up. A little screen out to the left side to Devin Connor, and there was nothing doing.
Now Ashley Branch saw that set up from from the snap and sniffed it out.
Branch is 6'2", 250, and graduated from UMBC. Their basketball team was famous last year in the NCAA tournament. 3rd down and 12 now for Pittsburgh. Baker has 3 to the right this time. Ariel Smith comes in to play running back. The throw hooked out of the air by Crystal Kozo. Breaks 1 tackle and can't get out of the 2nd one. Kozo was standing right next to Ariana Vaccaro, and Vaccaro could not bring her down. And Kozo bounced off of her, but into trouble. And Pittsburgh is looking at a 4th down and 1 situation here, as Kozo could not get that ball to the 24. Instead, it's touching the 25.
Mightily as she tried, she couldn't convert to the 1st down, but Pittsburgh always plays aggressive, so I'm not surprised to see them go for it again on 4th down.
3 minutes into the 2nd period of play now. 4th down, a little more than 1 for the Passion. Ball sitting at the Baltimore 25-yard line. Baker slides Connor in motion. Here's the give. Ariel Smith with it. Breaks a tackle, an arm tackle, and gets the 1st down inside the 20. And look at her drive the pile all the way down to the 14-yard line.
An incredible run by Ariel Smith that looked like it was dead in the water at handoff, and yet she found that one piece of daylight and plowed on through. Made something out of nothing, and a 1st down for the Pittsburgh Passion. Amazing run.
That was a hungry play right there, and Ariel Smith able to chew up those yards. 1st down and 10 now. Pittsburgh in the Silver Sports Silver Zone. Silver Sport, keeping sports clean. Baker rolling left, setting, throwing for the end zone. Another Pittsburgh touchdown.
Angela Baker to Ellie Malarski for the Pittsburgh Passion.
Ellie Malarski again doing great job getting separation from her defensive back. Wide open in the end zone. Sorry, we are correcting that. It was Crystal Kozo finding herself wide open in the end zone for another touchdown.
Crystal Kozo coming into the game tonight as the number 2 leading receiver in Tier 2 in the Women's Football Alliance, behind Leslie Ulrich, who's on the other side of the ball this evening. And Kozo, she might make a move to jump into that top rung of the ladder.
Yeah, she's a bit competitive, and she probably knew. And they're going to vie for that number 1 spot through this game tonight.
Timeout. Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh calls a timeout before we get the extra points. So with 10:59 to go here in 2nd quarter action, Pittsburgh with a 19-0 lead over Baltimore here on Pittsburgh Passion Television. The Passion elect to go for 2 points. Let's see what they can get out of the conversion attempt here. Baker with the offense on the field. Roll to the right. Following the flow, throw to the end zone. It's caught for the 2-point conversion. Crystal Kozo again. She has her own points after. And now the Pittsburgh Passion lead it by a score of 21-0. Jen, this Passion team on a roll here tonight against a very good Baltimore team, which was 3-0 coming into the ballgame.
Right. I mean, they're picking up right where they left off last week. Obviously, they were able to get some things clicking and moving against an opponent that they should have been able to get things clicking and moving from, but it gave them the ability to continue to build upon that chemistry that is just flowing into tonight against a more formidable opponent in the Baltimore Nighthawks.
Baltimore down 3 scores to Pittsburgh now. Here in the second period of play. Still plenty of time to go in this game. And remember, it was special teams errors and miscues that cost Baltimore the last touchdown allowed. Here's Kilmer's kick. This time it's going to be fielded on the fly, and running it upfield is Ulrich. Ulrich will take it over the 45-yard line, get to about the 46, and that's where she's jacked up by Diamond Rodriguez.
By Frankie Kilmer. The Nighthawks.
First down and 10, Baltimore. At their own 46-yard line with 10:50 to go here in the second period of play. 21-0, the Passion on top. Ulrich, the favorite target of Reagan Foy, comes to the bottom of the screen near left. Foy gets a snap, goes to Fitzgerald, the runner. Fitzgerald gets roped up as she crosses the line of scrimmage. Gang tackling by Pittsburgh there. Niedermeyer leading the way.
Sea of black jerseys met her at the line, and it looked like Fatima Willis was in the backfield, causing disruption.
Second down and 9 now for Baltimore with 10:17 on a running second period clock. Schiavone comes in to play wide receiver to the right side now. Slot on the right. Ulrich on the left by herself. Foy, long count. Hops back, throws downfield. This one's picked up again by Pittsburgh. And again, it's number 33, Tanisha Spencer, on the interception. Her second of the night, her fourth of the season. And give a lot of credit to Diamond Rodriguez on the blitz, Jennifer.
I was going to say, Tanisha Spencer was set up nicely by Diamond Rodriguez, who came flying in to Reagan Foy. Reagan Foy still shaken up after that hit.
Rodriguez put the lick on Foy that time and forced her to throw errantly. Spencer with a pickoff and a 17-yard return. And that gives Pittsburgh another great opportunity here with 9:45 to go in the second period of play. Second quarter action brought to you by Green Tree Sportsplex and Fitness Center, the official indoor home of the Pittsburgh Passion.
The INT gives Pittsburgh a first and 10 from the Baltimore 42.
Almost afraid to say it, but if Pittsburgh scores here, they can put this game away.
They
It's
can't.
still early.
I mean, we know that they went up early on Cleveland as well, and then let Cleveland creep back in. So, you know, it's just a matter of continuing that pounding on a team that is quite capable of scoring and scoring quickly.
First down and 10 now, Pittsburgh. Angela Baker thought she was going to play wide receiver all year. She's been the quarterback of this ball club. She'll keep it. And this time she gets ripped down on a good tackle by Ashley Branch, who had her arm. That'll be a loss of 3 for Pittsburgh. Back to the 45.
Angela Baker doing everything she could to try to dance back there, find some green space to pull through, but unfortunately she was not able to shake past Ashley Branch.
Jana Meister goes left along with Crystal Kozo. Devin Connor is a second slot receiver, also to the left side. Ellie Malarski is by her lonesome on the right, drawing single coverage. Baker's going to throw left, and this one is grabbed out of the air by Jana Meister, who was behind Crystal Kozo. And Jana, I thought Kozo thought she might be the intended receiver on the play, but the ball sailed and Jana Meister was right behind her to make the grab.
Yeah, I saw the same thing you did, Chris. It looked like both receivers thought that ball was coming to them, and just as Crystal realized it was a little too high, I think she was surprised to see Jana right behind her, but great reel-in by Jana Meister.
Gain of 9, 3rd down and 1. Ball sitting at the Baltimore 33.5. Notice that Kelly Bell stays in, playing on the left side of the line of scrimmage for Pittsburgh. Here's Connor, the H-back sliding in motion right. The give will go to the running back, and she'll drive it forward down to the 29-yard line. Carrying the football for Pittsburgh now is Lakeitha Barrett out of Carlow University. We've seen Lakeitha Barrett in quite a few of the games so far for Pittsburgh, starting to get a little taste for running that ball.
Yeah, she's starting to get more and more reps, and you can see the confidence grow with each and every one.
First down for Pittsburgh now. Ball sitting at the Nighthawks 29-yard line as the lights are on here at Cal U of PA. It is California University of Pennsylvania night here with the Pittsburgh Passion. Barrett stays into play, running back. A little movement on the line, some contact, and flags will fly. Baker's going to throw down to Kozo on the slant in and couldn't get it to her. It'll go incomplete, but let's check the flags. Looks like it's against Baltimore for encroachment.
Baker's ball that time just had a little too much muscle underneath it for Crystal Kozo to chase down.
Officials spot the ball at the 23-yard line. Now they're going to back it up to the 24, where it's going to be first down and 5. Clock stops, 7:26 to go here in the second period of play. Keitha Barrett stays in to play running back, slots to both sides for Angela Baker. On first down and 5, Baker wants to go up top, sends one tall to the end zone. Ellie Malarski trying to make a jump catch, comes down empty, and she had a step on Brianna Brewer that time, but just mistimed the jump.
Beautifully thrown ball by Angela Baker, just kind of watching it sail through the air. I got awestruck, and then Ellie Malarski just trying to make that athletic catch and can't come down with it.
Second down and 5 for Pittsburgh at the 24-yard line of Baltimore.
That one was a little reminiscent of watching Horton throw in the same exact spot.
Yeah, she liked to put a little arch on her ball, didn't she?
Yes, she did.
You know, Lakeitha Barrett won't get to run the ball on this play as Pittsburgh is flagged.
False start against Pittsburgh. And the Passion back to square one. Second and 10.
Procedure penalty against the Passion, so that pushes the ball back to the 29-yard line. It's second down and 10 yards to go. Second period action brought to you by Green Tree Sportsplex and Fitness Center, the official indoor home of the Pittsburgh Passion. Under 7 minutes to go here in the second period of play. A good first half for Pittsburgh. Solid first half. Here's Baker. Give off. Barrett. Barrett with an opening. Makes a cut to the outside 20. Has the first down at the 15 and is flushed out of bounds at the 14-yard line. Lakeitha Barrett with a strong zigzag move.
Lakeitha Barrett benefiting from the fact that most of the Baltimore defense bit on Angela Baker's fake of dropping back for the pass, the delayed handoff, and a great run by Barrett.
Barrett will check out. Coming back in to run the ball now is Ariel Smith. She'll play running back out of Peabody High School in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh in the Silver Sport Silver Zone once again. Silver Sport, keeping sports clean. Baker rolling right, setting, waiting, throwing, end zone, too tall for everybody. Hits the back line, incomplete.
Leads to a second and 10.
Kozo, the intended receiver, just watch that one sail. Stops the ticker with 6:03 to go here in the second quarter. Second down and 10. Pittsburgh at the Baltimore 14. Jen, Pittsburgh with a nice mix of running and passing tonight.
Yeah, they're really coming at Baltimore with a well-balanced attack. More balanced than we've seen in previous games, Chris.
3 wideouts to the right this time for Baker on 2nd down and long. She'll throw right side. That ball is going to be caught, and that's Devin Connor stepping inside the 10 and getting belted backwards after being held up by Elenia Rozier. She'll pick up close to 7.
Gain of 7 on the play.
Ball will sit at the 8-yard line. It's going to be 3rd down, 3 yards to go for Pittsburgh. Meister will draw a single coverage from Jasmine Ward over on the far side of the field to the left. Connor motion left. Kia Foster back in to run the football. Foster trying to stay up, but finally her progress will be stopped and the whistle will blow. She gets back to the line of scrimmage and that's it. Maybe even lost a half a yard.
By Rashida Ford, and a flock of Nighthawks follow her lead.
Rashida Ford, Baltimore's leading tackler, being the first to meet Foster right at the line, pushing her back for a yard loss.
Ball sits outside the 9. 4th down, almost 5 to go. 4:44 left. Running clock, 2nd quarter. Pittsburgh with a 21-0 lead over Baltimore. Well, the Passion look like they need to rehuddle. The referee watching his play clock right now. Play clock's in the end zone, not operating. Here's Baker with a play fake. Sets, throws, goal line, caught, touchdown Pittsburgh!
Angela Baker completes the pass to Crystal Kozo.
Crystal Kozo having a whale of a night here against the Baltimore Nighthawks, hooking another pass out of the air, just shy of the goal line and then stepping over for the TD.
Her and Angela Baker continue to get it done. Touchdown number 3 for Angela Baker. Touchdown number 2 for Crystal Kozo. 10-yard pass between the two.
Kilmer is on for the point after, and this one gets nicked at the line, and it hits the turf in and no good in the end zone. So with 4:12 left here in the first half, it is Pittsburgh 27 and Baltimore nothing. You're watching Pittsburgh Passion Television. 4:12 left in the second period. Kilmer on to kick and got a little too far under this one. Short kick will be returned by Jasmine Ward. And Ward runs into a stack of Passion players led by Kelly Bell, who was our pregame interview, one of our 2 pregame interviews tonight. She's wearing a pretty nice number, isn't she?
She is wearing a nice number. I kind of have a soft spot for that number, but also helping her lead the charge there was number 7, Courtney Bender.
And Baltimore starts first and 10.
Baltimore ball at its own 45, first down and 10. And they are in a heap of worry right now, down 27-0 here, almost midway through the game. Still 4 minutes to go before halftime. Reagan Foy hasn't been able to get the ball up into the air. And now it's a toss sweep over to the right side. And it's Shea Fitzgerald running the football, and Fitzgerald has enough for the first down, an 11-yard run.
She's a tough runner to bring down, and you could see the athleticism as she did everything she could to try to tiptoe the sideline.
Jen, I just noticed that Baltimore made a quarterback change. Sherry Anderson is in right now. Anderson has thrown for 105 yards on the season, 1 touchdown, and she also has 1 touchdown running. So Sherry Anderson playing quarterback for Baltimore now. Gives off, it's Fitzgerald again. She is crunched at the line of scrimmage by Caitlin Niedermeyer and Hannah Damon in tandem.
That dynamic duo for the Pittsburgh Passion, Niedermeyer and Damon. two of the top tacklers.
Fitzgerald able to get one. Ball at the 44. Second down, 9. 3 minutes left here in the period. Simmons is wide to the right side. Chabon to the left. Pittsburgh showing blitz. Anderson with a low snap is hit as she throws, and the ball goes incomplete. They're going to rule that a tip forward pass.
Sherry Anderson's pass is tipped incomplete. Pressure brought by the entire defensive line.
Just a very weak snap
Yeah,
that
it was
time.
just
A lot
like
of
so
Pittsburgh, an
lethargic.
extra split second.
She was just kind of waiting for it to come to her, and then trying to figure out what she could do with it. She did the best she could to just get it out of her hands before the Passion defenders took her down.
Anderson will have Fitzgerald with her in the backfield. 3 wide to the left on 3rd down and 9. Anderson again, a slow snap. Rifles one over the middle. This ball is tipped up into the air and goes incomplete. Trying to get it into the hands of Leslie Ulrich on the crossing pattern, and threw it a little bit behind her that time, and almost dangerously enough for Baltimore. That ball got whipped around in the secondary of Pittsburgh. Now Baltimore will have to bring its punt unit out on 4th down and 9 from the Pittsburgh 44.
Anderson, though, showing you there, one of the tricks she has in her back pocket is that was an insanely fast release of the ball, something we didn't see out of Foy.
Catherine Smith to punt. Diamond Rodriguez.
Smith is on to punt. She's had a tough night of it so far. Rodriguez to the far side, Malarski to the near side for Pittsburgh. Ball is popped high into the air. It'll bounce at the 25 and angle out of bounds at around the 19-yard line. So that's where Pittsburgh will take over. 2:22 left here in the first half of play, leading 27-0.
We haven't seen much signs of life from the Baltimore Nighthawks thus far. You would think that they're trying to go into halftime with some momentum builder that they could talk about and build upon, see if they can do it defensively.
Angela Baker and the Passion go right back to work. As we mentioned, Baker wasn't supposed to play quarterback this year, got pressed into duty with the illness that Ebony Montgomery has suffered. They tried to get her eligible this week and could not. She was ruled out again last night. And Ebony Montgomery is on the sideline for Pittsburgh. Angela Baker continues to work at quarterback. She would have been the starting wide out here. Here's the handoff, and it's Kia Foster finding a little bit of daylight up the middle, then getting sliced down on the play by Ariana Vaccaro.
Brought down by Rashida Ford.
Ford also in there on the stop that time for Baltimore. It's about a half-yard gain. Second down and a long 9. 2 minutes left here in the second period of play. 27-0 Pittsburgh. From the near hash mark, moving left to right, Pittsburgh with the football. Baker, straight drop, pumps, throws downfield, diving stab at the football, and Meister comes up empty this time on the slant end.
That's one Meister wish she had back. She was in great field position. We also know that she's still nursing that lower limb injury. You can see her slowly walking back to the huddle.
Third down, more than 9 now for Pittsburgh with the ball touching the 20-yard line. 93 seconds left here in the second period. Second quarter again brought to you by Green Tree Sportsplex and Fitness Center, the official indoor home of the Pittsburgh Passion. Kozo will reposition over to the left side in the slot. Meister is the wide out there. Connor is there in the slot as well, and flags and whistles,
I think it was
and that'll stop it.
Yeah, it looked like a little movement there by our center, Samantha Simeon.
Backs them out 5 yards to the 15. Third and long.
Pittsburgh will operate from the 15.
This is the weakest field position Pittsburgh Passion have had all night.
Ellie Malarski with a 16-yard touchdown catch. Ariel Smith with a 29-yard run. And Crystal Kozo with back-to-back touchdown receptions, all from Angela Baker in the air. Pittsburgh up 27-0. Baker, bootleg. She's going to tuck and run. 15, 20, 25. Angela Baker stiff arms a player. Goes to the 35, to the 40. And Angela Baker steps out near the 40-yard line. A 21-yard run for Angela Baker.
Angela Baker not just throws one stiff arm, but throws two on that 21-yard run.
First down, Pittsburgh.
1:24 left in the half. Pittsburgh with plenty of time to do some damage here, Jen.
Yeah, and you know, they want to make another big statement here against the Baltimore Nighthawks.
Tight slot right, wide slot left this time for Baker and company. Angela looking left the whole way, throwing downfield. Meister trying to adjust and reach back and grab that ball, but that time just couldn't field it. It goes incomplete. Only a few seconds come off the clock. We have 1:18 to go in the half. Second down and 10 from the 40-yard line. Checking into the ball game now for Pittsburgh will be Austinette Rodriguez, number 88. Another wide receiver as Meister comes out. Jennifer, you mentioned Meister came up a little gimpy after a couple of near catches and a catch.
Yeah, I mean, all of these wide receivers are winning their individual battles with the defensive backs, and it continues to take a toll on Meister, who's already injured.
Here's Baker in trouble, breaks out, gets to the 50. Angela Baker somehow finds her way to the 46-yard line, a 14-yard run by Angela Baker, and another Pittsburgh first down. Timeout is called by Pittsburgh. 1:08 left in the half. 27-0. Pittsburgh on top. We'll take a break. You're watching Pittsburgh Passion TV. After the timeout, Pittsburgh steps up to the line of scrimmage. First down and 10 at the Baltimore 46-yard line. It's Connor across the back of the set. Baker rolls right through traffic. Breaks a couple of tackles. Angela Baker gets all the way down to the 39-yard line. Knocked down by Jasmine Ward.
There are plenty of Baltimore Nighthawk defenders that had better shots at Angela Baker than Jasmine Ward. Jasmine Ward just jumped in to save the touchdown that Angela Baker was well on her way to achieving.
Second down, a little more than 2 for Pittsburgh. From the 39. Baker, play fake to Foster, throws downfield, that ball's caught, and a little hook lateral play. And this is going to go for a touchdown for Pittsburgh. Meister made the catch, Cotter got the pitch out, and they score.
You know, these are one of those plays that are always in the bag of tricks of the Pittsburgh Passion, and they whip them out at least once a game here, Chris, and not surprised to see it go down between Meister and Connor for yet another Pittsburgh Passion touchdown. Those Nighthawks heads are going to be dangling low as they walk into the locker room here shortly.
Hook and lateral left that time for Pittsburgh. Devin Connor finishing the play. Shanna Meister grabbing that pass from Angela Baker. Now the extra point kick on its way, and it's good by Frankie Kilmer. And a clever play pulled off by the Pittsburgh Passion. Late here in the second period of play. And the Passion pouring it on Baltimore 34-0 right now. How surprised are you at this score?
Yeah, I'm amazed. I mean, I think Baltimore comes in with a lot of weapons, a balanced attack, and expecting this to be a game much like what we saw in Cleveland, just a punching back and forth, and really it's just been nothing but uppercuts from the Pittsburgh Passion to Baltimore so far.
39. That's, yeah, the last scrimmage was 39. I would say that was about a 20, I'd say 25 or 26 yard opener.
Okay. After she got the pitch.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Here's Kilmer's kickoff, and this one will bound about, and it pops right into the face mask of Ulrich. Finally collected, and the return is on for Baltimore's Brianna Brewer. And she'll take it to the Baltimore sideline with just 9.3 seconds left here in the first half of play. Kelly Bell making a special team stop that time for the Baltimore Nighthawks.
37 with 9 seconds to play.
Pittsburgh has poured it on tonight, 34-0. They lead Baltimore, which came into this ballgame 3-0, undefeated. Now the Nighthawks just looking for something to get them sparked. Sherry Anderson stays in the ballgame. Backup quarterback for the Nighthawks. Double slot formation now. Fitzgerald, the single running back. Anderson wants to throw. Chucks one near side, and that one is going to go incomplete. Almost intercepted by both Damon and Rodriguez.
Yeah, it first sailed through Damon's hands. Rodriguez looked like she might come down with it. Both just exhibiting frustration at neither coming down with it.
2.7 seconds left here in the half. Don't forget, we'll have a halftime interview. One of the Passion stars coming to join us here in the press box. Stay tuned. Second down and 10 now for Baltimore. Anderson is now going to go into the slot to the left side. It looks like Fitzgerald's going to take the snap, or will she? No, they're going to go under center, and it was Anderson. My mistake. It was Anderson who went under center, and it was Gloria Curry who went out into formation that time. But regardless of that, they take the snap, take the knee. That's the end of the first half of play. Pittsburgh is just bowling right now, 34-0 over Baltimore.
Pittsburgh just in total control of this game from the coin toss, right? I mean, they won the coin toss, and they've been winning the battles individually and collectively ever since. You know, that last hook and ladder play, we need to mention that Devin Connor's first career touchdown as a Pittsburgh Passion player, so that's going to hold an extra special place in her heart.
Absolutely. What a great, clever play it was. It is halftime, and the Pittsburgh Passion storming past Baltimore right now, 34-0. Stay tuned. Our halftime report coming up next right here. You're watching Pittsburgh Passion TV. Brought to you by Super Donut, #1 in nutrition, more protein, less fat. Jen?
We've got Baker at 12 for 20, 150 yards and 4 touchdowns. Kia Foster, 10 attempts for 39 yards. Ariel Smith, 3 attempts for 47 yards. Ellie Malarski, 3 receptions, 26 yards. First career touchdown. Jana Meister, 3 receptions, 32 yards. And Crystal Kozo, 5 receptions, 56 yards, and 2 touchdowns.
Leslie Ulrich on the kick return to start the second half brings Baltimore out to the 46-yard line. Hannah Damon on the stop. Tanisha Spencer in on the assist that time for Pittsburgh. And Baltimore has first touch here in the second half, and they need to get on the horse right now. 34-0. They are trailing Pittsburgh at the half. Ulrich will come to the near side left as the wideout. Slot receiver with her to the left side as well. Tiara Simmons to the right side. Here's the give. Fitzgerald stuffed in the backfield.
Fitzgerald.
Great play by Pittsburgh that time. Kim Zabovic was there. And Juju Ayanta once again.
Ayanta and Zubovic, names that we call often. Zubovic, that longtime veteran that you spoke to before the game, Chris. showing the leadership on the field.
That was a great adjustment by Pittsburgh coming out of the locker room to just nab Fitzgerald in the backfield.
Yeah, I mean, Fitzgerald is their workhorse and the one that they're going to look to spark some sort of pulse on their offense, but Zubo says no way.
2nd down, 13, a loss of 3 on that play. Now Fitzgerald goes in motion out wide right in the backfield. Throw downfield is going to be broken up.
Jerry Anderson's pass broken up.
And we're going to get a penalty flag. Personal foul called against Pittsburgh after the pass breakup. The ball had hit the ground and whistle was blowing and they stop.
They didn't stop. They continued to sort of just plow her into the ground. So it was a well-earned yellow flag there, Chris.
I'll put the ball up to the 42-yard line. So Baltimore catches a break here. They're down 34-0. They can use any break they can get.
And where do you want them to go? All right.
Pittsburgh showing some heat from the corners. Anderson will toss it. Fitzgerald sweeping to the left side, and she gets drilled as she turns the corner. Rodriguez with the initial hit, and the follow-up that time by Kilmer.
Diamond Rodriguez and Frankie Kilmer. Assist on the tackle. Loss of 1.
Second down and 11 now. Pittsburgh has turned up the defensive heat here in just this first series of the second half.
Well, they know the critical nature and importance of keeping that 0 on the scoreboard if they want to stay well positioned for the playoffs.
Thank you.
Anderson waiting the snap, gets it. Throws downfield. And another interception for Pittsburgh.
33.
And it is Tanisha Spencer who will get her third pick of this game.
Intercepted for the 3rd time by Tanisha Spencer.
It's quite a hat trick there, Chris. 3 interceptions in 3 quarters of play.
The hat trick.
Impressive.
Interceptions. And it's a 1st and 10 for the Passion at the 40.
I guess we can call it a natural hat trick. She's had one at every quarter.
That's right.
Well, Pittsburgh comes away with a break here just when Baltimore was starting to get its feet under itself. Pittsburgh takes it away. Baker back in business now. Kia Foster starts left, has to come back right, and Foster will get back to the line of scrimmage. And that's about it. Check that. That was Ariel Smith running the football that time, trying to back her way into traffic.
Rashida Ford was quick in the backfield to get Ariel Smith, slow her down, get her dancing a little bit more. No gain on the play.
Second down and 10 for Pittsburgh from the 40. Jana Meister hobbling but staying in the ballgame to play wide receiver over on the far side left. Here comes Smith again. And Smith gets wrapped up again at the line of scrimmage. Not much room in there. Shondi Jones was one of the first people to pop her, and then the rest of the Nighthawks came flying in.
Yeah, that sea of white jersey just stood Ariel Smith up, immediately stopping her forward momentum, and no gain again.
Third and 10 for Pittsburgh now. Motion by Connor to the right. Baker will follow. Baker pumps and now runs. First down at the 50. Angela Baker, the former wide receiver, running all the way down to the 43-yard line for a Pittsburgh first down.
Angela Baker is that dual threat that we've talked about all season long. She's got a cannon for an arm. She's got some pretty speedy wheels there that she just showed off again and secures another first down by calling her own number for the Pittsburgh Passion.
17-yard scamper for Angela Baker. Pittsburgh now at the Baltimore 43-yard line. Baker sends Connor to the left. Low snap, picks it up, goes to Smith, and we get a whistle here.
Baker's
See if Angela Baker actually had her knee down. And down the football back at the 47.
Second down.
That's how low that snap was.
Yeah, I mean, she artfully scooped that off the ground. We've seen a couple of those, so hopefully Samantha can shore that up.
Second down and 14 now for Pittsburgh. Back to the 47-yard line in Baltimore's end of the field. Baker. Blitz picked up. She throws downfield, and this one will be broken up. The pass tipped, knocked away by Sarah Thacker. That is her third pass breakup of the season for the Baltimore Nighthawks.
Third down. 14 to go.
It's one of the few signs of life that we've seen in the pass defense game for the Baltimore Nighthawks thus far.
Thacker's been pretty tough this season. She has 2 picks. That was her third breakup, as I mentioned. 10 tackles. One of the leaders on defense on that ball club. But tonight, not Baltimore's night, Jen.
Nope, you're not seeing any signs of that here tonight.
Third down and 14 now for Pittsburgh. Baker, quick fake, spin around. Now runs it left. Just got back to the line of scrimmage and then maybe another yard or so. No, they're going to say she actually went down at the original line.
It was 34 Ashley Brants that flushed Baker out of the pocket, but 34 just was not capable to keep up with Baker's speed. Baker saw once she rounded the corner that she had plenty of green space yet to play with.
So pick up 5 on the run play, and she was able to get a yard past what was the original line of scrimmage. It is 4th down and 9. Pittsburgh with the ball at the Baltimore 42-yard line. And the offense stays out there. Why not? They're up 34-0. Now Baker will adjust her receivers before taking the snap in the pistol. Throws downfield. This one's going to drop harmlessly and incomplete. Again, throwing in between 2 receivers on that play, Jana Meister and Devin Connor. So the Passion will turn the football over on downs, and Baltimore will get it back unscathed.
And that's the first time I believe they've done that so far tonight. So we'll see how Baltimore responds offensively to that nice defensive stand by their colleagues.
We have some rain falling here at Cal U of PA tonight. A little bit of a drizzle coming down. The umbrellas in the stands are up. Kara Simmons comes out wide to the left side this time. And Leslie Ulrich is wide right. Anderson stays in at quarterback, gives to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald trying to slide through a tackle and gets a couple.
Who's 66?
Coles. Amanda Coles.
Brought down by Amanda Coles.
Second down and 8 for Baltimore now. Under the 8-minute mark to go here in the third period of play. And tonight's third quarter of action is brought to you by the YMCA of Greater Pittsburgh. Be active, be involved, belong. Anderson, the backup quarterback for Baltimore now, as Foy started the game. Almost picked up, and it is picked up as a tip drill comes into effect here Hannah Damon, I thought she was going to get the pick. Instead, it grazed her shoulder and bounced off, and it's finally intercepted by Rebecca Airgood.
Hannah Damon's second attempt at an INT today. This one actually through her hands, but to Rebecca Airgood. And you know, they practice those tip drills as DBs, so you can see her getting the high fives on the sidelines from her defensive back coaches.
4 picks tonight for Baltimore. And Pittsburgh benefiting greatly from those INTs. With 7:27 to go here in the third quarter of play, the Passion get the ball back, and they have it at the Baltimore 43-yard line. Austinette Rodriguez comes in to play wide receiver. She is out wide to the left side now. Low snap, Baker controls it, the ball gets fumbled, and Pittsburgh will cover it up. Angela Baker saw that ball come squirting out of the running back's hands, and she was able to go down on top of it.
Angela Baker, great awareness to notice that that ball popped loose and then make sure she did whatever she could to preserve their set of downs.
Pittsburgh ends up losing a yard on the play, but fortunately keeps the football at 2nd down and 11 yards to go. Keitha Barrett is in, playing running back right now. She'll be behind Baker, who sends 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And Baker lost the handle on the snap that time. Had to spin around and find it. And Pittsburgh will lose a couple of more yards.
You know, the rain is falling a lot harder. That ball is getting far more slick, and you can see that the Passion are struggling with the elements right now.
Moving backwards, Pittsburgh is now looking at 3rd down and 13. 6:19 to go, third quarter action here on California University of Pennsylvania night. We're playing here at Adamson Stadium in California, PA tonight. Nice to make the ride down the Mon Valley. Here's Baker pulling one out from under center, and the give will go to Barrett. Barrett speeding down the left side. Barrett with the first down, makes a nice cut in at the 30 and continues running down that sideline all the way to the 29-yard line. Elenia Rozier helped force her out of bounds and then went down hard out of bounds, but Keitha Barrett made it look good. 15-yard run that time for Barrett and another Pittsburgh first down.
No, the Pittsburgh Passion looked like they had their backs pinned against the wall. That handoff didn't look too solid there, but Lakeisha Barrett doing what she does best, finding space to the outside, turning on the jet, securing that first down.
Caitlin Niedermeyer checks in on the offensive side of the ball. Erica Shoecraft comes out. First down and 10, Pittsburgh at the 29-yard line of Baltimore. Baker under center, and a little collision in the backfield, and Angela Baker is going to go down. And now we get a penalty flag after the tackle by Rolanda Davis.
Brought down by Rolanda Davis.
Face mask against Baltimore is the call.
A few times that you see Angela Baker directly under center, she typically likes to stay back in the shotgun, but I think, you know, with those bobbled snaps, the Pittsburgh Passion mixing it up at the moment.
Penalty yardage marked off against Baltimore. Will put the ball at the 19-yard line and give the Pittsburgh Passion a first down. The Passion now with the ball at the 19 are in the Silver Sports Silver Zone. Silver Sport, keeping sports clean. Clock continues to roll with 4:45 left here in the third period of play. Chris Shovlin, Jennifer Cairns on the call. Passion looking for their 3rd victory of the season, beating Cleveland and Grand Rapids, falling to the DC Divas, who they'll play in a couple of weeks in their next home game out at Imperial, PA. Joe P. DiMichela Stadium in West Allegheny. Baker with a high snap, sends one downfield, and that one is going to be dropped. Jana Meister tried to make a pocket catch and could not bring it in.
It was a risky throw there. It wasn't a well-thrown ball. It got lucky that it landed in Jana Meister's gut, not the Baltimore Nighthawks, who were swarming around her, and unfortunately Jana just couldn't hold on.
Second down and 10 from the 19. 34-0 Pittsburgh. Meister and Kozo to the left. Malarski comes right side. Baker under center. Blitz is coming. Baker throws, and that one dangerously close to being picked off. Broken up by Rolanda Davis.
Pass is incomplete. Broken up.
Ford again causing chaos in the backfield. You know, being directly under center doesn't give Baker the extra time to avoid those rushers with her legs the way she can when she's in the shotgun, and Ford makes her pay for that.
Now, Rashida Ford, one of the tougher defenders in pro football in the women's ranks, and putting a lot of heat on Angela Baker. Third down 10 now for Pittsburgh at the 19. Passion go into a pro eye, shift out of it. And here's a run play. Kia Foster down the sideline, pumped out near the 5-yard line. Another Pittsburgh first down. 14-yard run play by Kia Foster.
Kia Foster found that edge, and then she runs with such power. All they could do was just chuck her out of bounds.
Ball at the 5. First down and goal to go for Pittsburgh in the Silver Sports Silver Zone. Baker again will go under center with an eye backfield behind her. Handoff. Foster. Run down in the backfield and chucked down by Rolanda Davis. That was a great defensive play by Davis.
It was a great defensive play by Davis. Kia Foster is not one that's easy to chase down, which is very well timed, very aggressive.
Second and goal from the 15.
Passion lose 10 on that run play by Kia Foster, and it'll be second down and goal to go, 15 yards out. Clock spins, 2:50 to go here in the third period of play. Being presented tonight by the YMCA of Greater Pittsburgh. Be active, be involved, belong. Baker goes back to the pistol, settles in a high snap, rolls to the right, throws to the zone, and this one is going to be incomplete. Kozo ran out of room on the near sideline.
She did. You know, they were just looking for that back corner of the end zone. Angela Baker slightly overthrew it. Kozo ran out of legal space.
Clock stops with 2:32 to go. Third down and goal from the 15. Baker comes over and talks to the legend, Lisa Horton, co-coach of the Passion, most prolific passer in the history of women's pro football, now on the sidelines. Baker sets her club down, again with a pro eye look. Baker gives to Foster a sprint draw, and Foster will run through and pick up just a couple of yards on the play down to the 13 before she is shoved down.
Foster.
Again, Ford in on the tackle there for the Nighthawks.
Brought down by Rashida Ford. Gain of 2 in the play.
April Ray assisting on that takedown as well. Now the Passion looking at fourth down and a long goal to go from the 13-yard line. And obviously they're going to go. No question about this at all. See if they open up the bag of tricks again. Up, high snap. Baker, tough time controlling it, does so. And she tries to throw the pass out to the right, almost a screen type of play to Ellie Malarski, but it goes over her head and incomplete. So the Passion end up turning the ball over on down. That'll be the second time they've done so.
That'll be the second time they've done so, and all in this quarter. So this is so far a scoreless quarter for the Pittsburgh Passion, despite 2 turnovers.
Jen, you mentioned it earlier, and I'm wondering how much of a difference in this third quarter that wetness is making, particularly on the football, not to mention the hands out there, but the rain has been turned up just a notch. A little different from the beginning of the ball game, but even so.
Well, especially because Angela Baker, right, playing quarterback is new for her, so she doesn't come with the experience of playing under all of the elements, and so I think that both the center and Angela are struggling a little bit with the rain.
Yeah, that's a good point. Baltimore will also go under center. Sherry Anderson is the backup QB who's gone most of the game here since midway through the second period. Fitzgerald will try the middle, and there's very little there. She'll gain a couple. Coming down to the 1:10 mark of the third quarter of play. The third period brought to you by YMCA of Greater Pittsburgh. Be active, be involved, belong. Leslie Ulrich out wide to the left side, came into the ball game tonight as a leading receiver in Tier 2 of the WFA. She's been shut out here tonight, to my memory. Here's a throw downfield. Another pass broken up as the Passion came close, and Tanisha Spencer back there almost got another pick.
Yeah, Tanisha Spencer wants that fourth pick in the worst way. She did a wonderful job getting a hand to tip it. She's just playing lights out tonight for the Passion defense.
3 interceptions tonight for the young lady who graduated from Steel Valley Senior High School in the Mon Valley. She has 3 tonight, 5 on the season now. And right now, Baltimore deep in its own territory, looking at third down and long with 43 plus seconds left. We're in the third period of play. Anderson looking downfield, and this one almost caught but dropped.
Just dropped the last second.
That was the most promising opportunity that the Baltimore offense have had. I mean, there was separation between the receiver and the Passion defensive back. It's just she didn't reel it in. And had she would have been on her horse galloping to the end zone because she had at least a step or two on the Passion defensive back.
Yeah, Simmons had both arms straight out and just couldn't haul it in, and Simmons angry at herself. And now Baltimore will have to punt from deep in its own territory, and Catherine Smith has had a rough night on special teams. This time she'll bang one away, though. And the Passion end up muffing the punt.
Rodriguez drops it, and it's recovered by the Nighthawks.
A muff punt. Baltimore recovers, and this is the biggest break that they've had all night long.
Yeah, a rare miscue there by Rodriguez gives Baltimore new life. We were talking about Spencer and her 3 interceptions. She's chasing after the Passion record that's currently held by Teresa Kahn at 4 back in 2004 against the Erie Illusion. So if she gets one more, she at least joins the ranks of a very highly respected and great athlete, Teresa Kahn.
And I'm sure you played in that game, too.
We did play.
First down and 10 now, Baltimore after the miscue on the muff punt. Fitzgerald. And she stays up long enough to get the first down. An 11-yard gain for the Baltimore Nighthawks.
I mean, you can see it all in body language. When they got that muffed punt recovered for themselves, they have returned to the field with a new kind of swagger that we have not seen, only to be followed by a strong Fitzgerald run. Their chests are puffed out a little bit there, Chris.
That's going to bring us to the end of the third period of play, Jennifer. Pittsburgh Passion continued to lead in this ball game after no scoring in the third quarter. It's still Pittsburgh 34, Baltimore 0. You're watching the Pittsburgh Passion on Pittsburgh Passion TV.
The winner will receive $115. And the winning ticket is 729806. Again, that's 729-806. $115 to the winner. If you have that ticket, please head down to the merchandise stand and claim your prize.
Baltimore breaks the huddle to start the fourth period of play here at California University of Pennsylvania tonight. Through three quarters, Pittsburgh leads 34-0. Tanisha Spencer has been absolutely tenacious on defense with 3 interceptions in the game so far. Here's Fitzgerald running the football around the left side, and Fitzgerald's going to be stacked up and knocked down by Diamond Rodriguez and company in the secondary. Boy, Fitzgerald really runs strong, doesn't she?
Yeah, I mean, she's just a beast. And, you know, when she gets moving, she's hard to bring down. And the Pittsburgh Passion could do nothing more than but stand her up and then wait for other black jerseys to arrive.
Gain of 7, second and 3.
Shea Fitzgerald with 6 rushing touchdowns coming into the ball game tonight. Pittsburgh is pitching the shutout right now for the second consecutive week. They shut out Grand Rapids 53-0 last week. Second down and 2. Here's Fitzgerald again, trying to erase that goose egg, but she'll at least get the first down and a gain of 6.
Picks up the first down.
And that shutout matters, Chris, because down the schedule, 2 weeks away, they have the DC Divas, who can post a lot of points, and did the last time the two teams met. So at least having 2 games, one against the Grand Rapids Tidal Waves and one against the Baltimore Nighthawks with zeros on the board would wildly help them in the playoff positioning.
First down, 10 yards to go now for Baltimore. Slots to both sides. Anderson looking, throwing left, incomplete. Intended receiver on the play, Lillian Cherry. And she just plain overthrew her. 2 Passion defenders on her. Second down and 10 now. Pittsburgh came into the ball game tonight with a 2-1 record. They and Cleveland both at 2-1 in the standings in the Northeast region of the WFA Tier 2 national rankings in the National Conference. Here's Fitzgerald, a little stop and go move, and this time she'll be bowled over backwards as she got back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it.
And those two meet next week, the Cleveland Fusion and the Pittsburgh Passion, this time at Cleveland. A hard-fought match in Pittsburgh that the Passion just narrowly won. You know that the Fusion are chomping at the bit to get them in their own home turf.
We might have to make a road trip.
We may.
They're down at 10 now for Baltimore. Anderson, again, that slow looping snap comes into her hand. She throws downfield looking for Ulrich and underthrows her on the play on the post pattern. Airgood was covering her step for step. And Ulrich, frustrated, batted the ball down after it bounced up at her because that ball just did not arrive.
Yeah, and Ulrich used to having a touchdown or more in a game is incredibly frustrating, having none, and she let the crowd and her teammates know it with the way she spiked that ball.
Coming into tonight's action, she had 17 receptions and 5 touchdowns, and now Baltimore on 4th down and 10. Going to try to pin Pittsburgh back as far as they can. This punt, however, by Smith will go right up into the air, and she'll get a little bit of a bounce and roll. See, they're going to mark the ball out at the 15-yard line, and Passion offense will come in and start trying to move it downfield from there. So Baltimore playing the field position game on that punt. They're trailing 34-0 though. You would think with that score on the board, they might take one more shot on that fourth down play.
I mean, they need to if they're going to climb out of that hole and have any chance of winning the game.
Barrett comes in to play running back now for Pittsburgh. She'll get the handoff and turn it around the right side. Makes a cut in, move, and a spin, and then she gets decked over at the 21-yard line.
She took an incredibly hard hit. One of those textbook tackles. Pops up okay, luckily.
Second down and 4 now for Pittsburgh. The ball sitting just shy of the 21-yard line. In the fourth and final period of play, which is brought to you tonight by Post-Acute Medical, providing high-quality post-acute healthcare services. And again, a run play and nothing there as Barrett will get tackled after maybe a half yard of progress. Push her up to the 22-yard line. It'll be third down, a little more than 2 for Pittsburgh.
Third down coming up.
Passion trying to preserve this shutout. They'll need the offense to pick up a first down and keep the ball moving if they can, try to get it out of this end of the field. Baker has Barrett to her right shoulder this time. Flags and whistles.
Looks like one of our receivers on the right side. Jumped a bit early, maybe Ellie Malarski.
That'll back them up. To the 17. Third down.
And the officials will spot the football at around the 17-yard line. Pittsburgh looking at third down and 8 to go now. Clock down to 10:39 and running. And again, some early movement by Ellie Malarski of Pittsburgh. Jumped the count.
Third and 8 is now third and 13.
Push the ball back to the 12-yard line, where it's going to be third down and 13 now for Pittsburgh. Wearing the home black and gold here at the home of the Vulcans tonight. California University of Pennsylvania night here for the Pittsburgh Passion. I want to thank staff here at Cal U for having us back. It's been, what, a couple of seasons since we've been here?
I think it's been at least 2 seasons since we've been here, but it's always a pleasure to be at this stadium and in this press box.
Baker in the backfield, throws downfield and tried to thread the needle this time and comes up a little bit shy. Malarski, the intended receiver, she had 3 D-backs around her on the play.
That brings up fourth down and long.
Now the Passion punt team will have to come in.
Rare mental errors there by the Passion office with those 2 false starts.
Jana Meister will be punting, and she'll be back near the goal line to field the snap.
For the Passion.
See if Pittsburgh has enough personnel out there. Apparently not. They punt so rarely that
They're not used to being out there, the personnel, the crew.
Meister fields the snap cleanly, bangs one tall. This is going to bounce at the 43. It'll be picked up on the hop by Brianna Brewer, who is wiped out on the play on the far side by Kelly Bell.
Kelly Bell met her quick. Made a solid hit there. No gain upon the catch.
Nighthawk ball, first and 10.
So a great punt by Jana Meister. No return on the play, and we're going to see Baltimore get the start from the Passion 45-yard line. 34-0, Pittsburgh in the lead. As you mentioned, they'll be in Cleveland next week for the rematch of that game that came all the way down to the gun.
Yes, I know we were sitting there nervously on the edge of our seats and walked out happy, but a lot more uncomfortable than we are feeling tonight.
In 2 weeks, the DC Divas will be in Imperial to take on the Passion at their regular home facility, DeMichaelis Stadium at West Allegheny. Now flags on the snap of that ball and a procedure call against Baltimore. DC Divas smacked Pittsburgh 54-22 down in the nation's capital, and Pittsburgh wants nothing more than another crack at them to see if they can get them up here.
Yeah, and the hope is that Angela Baker can stay healthy enough to play that entire game. You know, Pittsburgh was leading going into the half with Angela Baker under center. Unfortunately, she gets knocked out of that game, and it seems to be a wild pendulum swing that resulted in that pounding that you just mentioned.
First down and 15 for Baltimore. 9:16 to go in the game. Run, Fitzgerald. She gets hit and then knocked down in the backfield. Again, good defensive play by Pittsburgh.
Is that 77?
Yes.
Or is that 71?
77.
Caitlin Niedermeyer in on the tackle.
Caitlin Niedermeyer. 4-yard loss. It's second down and long.
This Passion faithful followed us all the way out to Cal U, sticking by our sides despite umbrellas up.
Yeah, more and more umbrellas are popping up too,
Yes,
aren't
they are.
Long second down for Baltimore. Anderson winds up and throws downfield. And that ball got smacked around and ended up in the receiver's hands.
Juggled around and
I'm not quite sure how that happened. Quarterback had all sorts of time, so her defender's doing a good job allowing her to sit in the pocket and just wait. She airs out that ball. Looks like Airgood might come underneath it, but Airgood must have popped it into the wide receiver's hand.
Simmons able to find the handle on that ball somehow, some way. Came down with it after it was smacked around by a couple of Pittsburgh defenders, and now it's first down and 10 Baltimore. They got enough to get to the front stick of the chain. Here's Anderson giving off to Fitzgerald. She'll come chugging hard, and Fitzgerald with almost 10 yards. She'll be tackled after a 9-yard gallop.
hard running PTT 7. Drop down by Passion, led by Zabovic.
Kim Zabovic, the longtime veteran, making the stop on the play. We talked to her in the pregame show as well. It's going to be about a 9-yard pickup, second down, a long one for Baltimore. 6:50 to go in the game. Here in the fourth period of play. Anderson with a stacked eye next to her. She'll give to Fitzgerald. Fitzgerald will run for the first down, a 3-yard pickup. And they move the chains again, and now Pittsburgh backpedaling.
Pittsburgh having a hard time dealing with the running back on this set of downs.
Last stop was by David.
All right, let's see what Baltimore can do here on first down. Simmons goes out to the left side. To the right comes Leslie Ulrich. Slot receiver to the right is Lillian Cherry. Anderson. Fitzgerald. They're content to keep it on the ground. Fitzgerald gets dragged down hard.
Nowhere to go. Brought down by Choo Choo Ayanta.
Juju Ianta, the passion player on the play to bring down Fitzgerald. I mean, Fitzgerald just is hungry for that end zone. She is touchdownless in this game. She had 6 TDs coming in. They're going to continue to call her number for the hard, powerful runner that she is. But that time, she ran into a brick wall of Ianta.
Second down, a little more than 11 for the Nighthawks from Baltimore. Pittsburgh hitting in a blitz. Anderson wants to go up top. Finds Cherry, hits her right in the numbers, and the ball bounces out incomplete.
Anderson's pass.
It's a strong pass by Anderson. Cherry open. She just did not hold on to that ball. Big break for the Pittsburgh Passion.
Clock stopped. 4:55 left. 4th period of play. Chris Shovlin, Jen Cairns on the call here tonight at California University of Pennsylvania. Our 4th period being presented by Post-Acute Medical, providing high-quality post-acute healthcare services. Nobody scored in the 3rd period of play. Pittsburgh had mounted a 34-0 lead. That's where we still are. And the Passion trying to preserve the shutout here. 3rd down and 11. Baltimore getting deeper into Pittsburgh territory. Here's Anderson. Big chase is on. Anderson just throws it into the ground to evade a sack. Caitlin Niedermeyer was breathing down the back of her jersey. Hannah Damon was there. Ianta was there as well. That was great pressure by Pittsburgh.
I mean, it's just this wave of black just kept coming at her. She tried to do a little shuttle pass forward to try to get it to any white jersey in the vicinity, and she's lucky none of those swarming blacks came down with it.
It's 4th down and 12.
4th down and long now for Baltimore. We have 4:44 left in the game, so 4s are wild at the moment as they have the football at the 25-yard line. And this is a shot that they obviously have to take. Let's see if they can come up with something here. Sherry Anderson, the 5'7" quarterback, went to Xavier University. She's taken over the offense from Reagan Foy. She'll get the snap. She has blocking. She throws downfield, and this one broken up by Pittsburgh. Close to being picked off again. This time Crystal Kozo reached up. She's playing on both sides of the ball tonight, and that ball slipped right through her hands. A wet ball on a rainy night in California.
And ironically, it almost just popped back into the Baltimore Nighthawks receiver's hands. So luckily that did not happen, but great job in breaking up that pass, keeping the goose egg on the scoreboard and turning over the ball to the Passion offense so that they can just work this clock and hopefully end the game at a score of 34-0, if not more, on the Passion side.
California University of Pennsylvania.
Pittsburgh taking over on downs at the 25-yard line, 1st down and 10. And we're going to see Angela Baker come back out with the offense in tow. Here's a reverse, and the ball gets fumbled. Malarski has to go all the way back to the 5-yard line, and she's able to break a tackle, but not the second one, and she'll get roped and tied, knocked out of bounds at the 13-yard line.
The Baltimore player down near the goal line.
Thacker made the stop on Malarski, as you mentioned, player down back near the 2-yard line, and that was just a badly broken play on that reverse attempt. Pittsburgh trying to throw some trickery in there, and it almost turned out to be costly. Baltimore player will be up on her own.
And that is their leading defensive player, Ford, shaken up.
Rashida Ford, one of the toughest linebackers in women's pro football. Coming into, I don't know how many tackles she's had tonight, but she had 24 coming into the game, 4 for a loss, 4 forced fumbles, 2.5 sacks. And she's been a terror here tonight against Pittsburgh. Now the Passion losing quite a bit of real estate on that reverse attempt. We'll start over again. Devin Connor goes in motion right. Kia Foster will follow her. Foster slips through, runs out to the 20, 25. And Kia Foster falls forward to the 27-yard line.
Kia Foster makes up for lost ground.
Kia Foster doing a great job getting more breathing room for the Pittsburgh Passion offense away from their own end zone. Another injury on the field to this time another Baltimore Nighthawk player.
All the way over on the far sideline. And that player appears to be Elenia Rozier with the injury timeout. We'll take a break. 3:40 left in the ball game. It's the Pittsburgh Passion 34, the Baltimore Nighthawks nothing. You're watching Pittsburgh Passion Television. Rozier, the injured player, walks off under her own strength, and now Pittsburgh is looking at 3rd down and 8. The ball rests at the 27-yard line. Baker, another low snap. Pops it out to the left side. Devin Connor makes the catch, turns it upfield 30, 35 to the 40, and the ball is stripped right out of her hands by Brianna Brewer. And Brewer is off to the races inside the 30. Breaks the tackle to the 25-20, down to the 15-yard line and dragged down from behind on the play. Wow.
Crazy turn of events. I mean, you can tell that Baltimore is trained to strip for that ball every time they have tackled. You've seen them wrestle for it. That time, Connor skirting to the outside and fighting for the extra yardage. Just stripped the ball right from her hand, almost like they just passed it off to one another. And then she was off to the races.
Courtney Bender made the stop on the play, saved a touchdown. But now Baltimore is looking at 1st down, 10 yards to go. They have the ball just outside of the Pittsburgh 14-yard line. Tough turn of events with 3:14 left in the game. And now Pittsburgh's defense is really going to have to hunker down. Anderson is going to go under center with an eye backfield. Anderson hit as she gets rid of the football. And a run play all the way down near the 6. Fitzgerald. Just coming out of there like a tornado.
This is the closest the Baltimore Nighthawks have been from a field position standpoint to the end zone.
Sherry Anderson has them huddled up, and now they break out. The fullback is Kyra Robinson. Fitzgerald will get the handoff. Robinson trying to block for her, and she gets dragged over backwards. That play stuffed nicely by Pittsburgh, and Hannah Damon leading the charge that time. Assisting in there for Pittsburgh was Zubovic.
2 yards to go.
Hannah Damon saying, "Not in my house. I'm not letting you cross this line." Only to then be assisted by Kim Zubovic.
Baltimore offense steps up to the line once again. Anderson. Fitzgerald trying to run right, and Fitzgerald is knocked down again.
That time,
This time.
Fatima Willis.
Murray, yeah.
Fatima Willis indeed making the stop.
Murray.
It is 4th down. And Pittsburgh with some capital stops here. And Baltimore has to call a timeout. Now, this game's been out of hand for a long, long time, but all Baltimore can think of now is just trying to knock that zero off of their side of the board.
Right. You know, and they want nothing more than to go home with some sort of feather in their cap, and you know, going home with a zero is never something, especially for a long drive home, that sits well. So if they can at least score, they can learn from this game, they can regroup, they can come back stronger from it next week. But the Passion defense are bound and determined to do everything they can to keep them from crossing.
Kickoff is at 7 p.m. in Cleveland, Ohio.
Passion has the goal line defense in there right now. They're going to try to dig in again. Baltimore looking for a way to crack through. 1:10 left in the ball game. It is 4th down and 3 yards to go for the Nighthawks. The ball is at the 8.5-yard line. Sherry Anderson goes into the pistol. She wants to throw. She hops and now throws for the end zone.
Broken up.
And the ball is broken up.
Anderson's pass.
Incomplete.
Broken up by 9.
The pass intended that time for Leslie Ulrich,
Intended from Ulrich.
and it was broken up by Rebecca Airgood.
Big defensive stop there by Rebecca Airgood. I mean, Ulrich is a top-notch wide receiver. She's Baltimore's #1 target. Tremendous job to prevent the score there by Rebecca Airgood.
1:02 left in the ball game. Pittsburgh preserves the shutout, at least for the time being. Now they have to play carefully the rest of the way. They're up 34-0. Looking for their second shutout in as many games. Here's Barrett running the ball. Barrett with a first down and room down the sideline. And Lakeitha Barrett finally bumped out over on the far side of play at around the 33-yard line. There's some breathing room for you.
There's some breathing room. There's some time off the clock. There's all sorts of great things about that last run, except for the penalty flag.
Tough break for Pittsburgh there. They thought they had that breathing room that you were calling for. I'll move the ball back to the 12-yard line.
Clock is running.
So instead of a 1st and 10 from the 40, it's a 1st and 7 from the 12.
Passion will take their good old time getting up to the line of scrimmage. Angela Baker goes under center. And she's going to snap it and take a knee. And the clock will continue to spin. 34-0. Pittsburgh in the lead, and Baltimore can't do anything about it. The Pittsburgh Passion will go to 3-1, and they continue to lead the Northeast region in the National Conference, in the national rankings of the WFA.
And in the process, they've secured their 49th career shutout for the Pittsburgh Passion defense. Great job.
On the road.
Next week, the Passion take on the Cleveland Fusion in a rematch of that nail-biter that they played in Pittsburgh back in the beginning of the season. A 26-20 victory for the Passion. Hopefully it won't be that close when they go to Cleveland, and hopefully it'll go Pittsburgh's way again.
Yeah, you hope that they are able to carry forward the wins and momentum of the last 2 games, the way the offense was clicking in that first half. Seemed to be that Baltimore's defense couldn't stand with them. Cleveland's defense would have had a hard time standing up to that Passion offense. Now we saw a different Passion offense in the second half, unable to score. So hopefully they can learn from watching film and be totally prepared for Cleveland next week, because Cleveland is going to come ready for them.
Next Pittsburgh home game will be against the DC Divas on the 18th of May. In the meantime, we're coming back for our post-game show The final score here tonight, the Pittsburgh Passion 34 and the Baltimore Nighthawks 0 here on Pittsburgh Passion TV.
Well, the Passion victorious here tonight at California University of Pennsylvania. We're here with two of the stars of the Passion and two of the stars of the game. We'll start with Frankie Kilmer, not only the kicker but one of the linebackers for the Pittsburgh Passion. Jen, a 34-0 victory tonight, and obviously the defense shined again.
Yeah, you know, pitching the 49th shutout of Passion history, how does that feel to be part of it?
It feels really awesome. As a rookie, it's really great to just be a part of this whole experience. I'm really, really glad that we were able to pull it together. We worked as a team, and we all played equally as hard just to really make this come together. Yeah.
Since you're a rookie, we have to ask, why did you want to get into women's professional football? I'm sure you get asked that question all the time.
Yeah, I do. I was always an athlete. I've played soccer my whole life, and one of the coaches, Coach Dave, actually convinced me to come down from Geneva and come play. I figured I'm graduating. I'm not going to be a college athlete anymore, so might as well try something new.
All right. Geneva College in Beaver Falls, Pennsylvania. And, of course, a big win tonight for Pittsburgh on the defensive side. Now, I know you're the kicker of the team, but let's talk about the defensive side and what a big victory that was.
Yeah, that was a really awesome victory. The D-line really stepped up. The linebackers really stepped up, and they did what they had to do. And, of course, I mean, you've got the safeties. You've got and the monsters and the corners out there. They're all doing what they have to do, and that's really the key of our defense is if we are working together, we're working as a team, we're going to be able to shut them out like we did. It's really a team effort. There's not one person that you can claim that was all for. We worked as a team.
All right, Frankie, congratulations on the win. Austinette Rodriguez is here with us as well, and we'll talk a little bit about the offense right now and the passing game that Pittsburgh has really put together this year with somebody who was going to be a wide receiver, and now she's been the starting quarterback.
Oh, yeah. I mean, she's pretty versatile as a player. It's nice to actually have somebody we can depend on as well on both sides of things, right? So she's an awesome leader on the coaching side, helping the receivers out and stepping up and taking that quarterback position.
So as you stare down Cleveland, a team that came into Pittsburgh, it was down to the last second. We came out on the winning side of that game. How do you prepare to go to their turf?
Well, they came to ours last time, and we finished the game there, and might as well continue with that, right? So we'll have fun. Going up there. Again, we have to just keep working hard, playing as a team, implementing in practice. We get better each time we go up against each other because, in my eyes, the vets and the rookies pushing themselves to the fullest was the only way to make ourselves better.
Austinette, we see you in there on more and more snaps as time goes by. How's it feel to get out there into the heat of the battle?
Oh, it's awesome. I don't even know if there's any other words I can say other than it's great to actually contribute to the team.
All right. I know that the team seems to be really starting to gel right now, and that has to really feel good.
Oh, definitely. Again, the fact that we practice together and go hard every practice each time, I mean, there's no other way to make each other better, and then, again, that team chemistry just pulls it all together.
Jen, I know you know that feeling because you've been there before.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great experience. You start and you say, okay, I'm just going to give this a try, and then you fall in love and you get hooked. So what do you say to that person who's either the athlete getting ready to graduate or that person in the workforce that says, maybe I can do this, can I balance that? What do you do to get them off of the couch and onto the field as your teammates?
Well, it's obviously the love of the game. I don't think anybody just puts on pads and wants to get hit every day. But, I mean, it's worth it. I mean, seeing the score tonight even just proves that the amount of effort we put in will have a positive outcome.
Frankie, we'll let you answer that same question. How do you make your friends and fellow ladies out there come out here and play football?
Yeah, well, they're always kind of amazed that I play football because they've never heard of the women's football team, and so that alone is intriguing to get people to come out and play. But yeah, the love of the game, I've fallen in love with the game pretty fast, but also the teammates. Like, our team makes you want to play better every single day. They're always there to pick you up. They're always there to dust you off. They hit you hard, but they'll pick you up and they'll love you hard too. And that's a big part of the reason that a lot of people play on this team is just their teammates love them.
Another successful night here at California University of Pennsylvania, 34-0 win by the Pittsburgh Passion. Austinette and Frankie, we want to thank you for joining us. Our post-game interview, our Captain's Corner, brought to you by Sister Support. It's a nonprofit organization committed to the advancement of women through community, connection, and sisterhood. And here from California University of Pennsylvania, with former Passion star Jennifer Cairns. I'm Chris Shovlin. Don't forget the Passion will be on the road in Cleveland next week, and in 2 weeks from now, back at Joe P. DeMichaela Stadium in Imperial, Pennsylvania, to take on those dreaded DC Divas. We'll talk to you then.